Hello everyone. I know it's been 5 years since I last posted a video, but in my defense, school got difficult. But I'm an adult now, so y'all be able to get more of my time, energy, and stories. That's right, I'm going through a complete rebrand, so if you're new here, that's okay, because I pretty much am too. My name is Ness Quicker. Hi, and definitely make sure to like and subscribe so you can hear more of these weird stories, weird, creepy stories, scary stories, true stories. I'm still considering doing the video games while talking about it, but I plan to talk about murder mysteries and things of that nature for this. So I don't know. But I want to start off big and then slowly move to the more lesser known serial killers. So for today, y'all know him. You probably don't love him. We're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. Cue the intro. Born May 21st, 1960 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Jeffrey was a relatively chill kid. I mean, as he got older though, he definitely had trouble making friends and developing any kind of connection with people his age. Basically, he was a loner, and from that it seems he started having some unusual interest with death, taxidermy, and roadkill. Which I do want to pause and say, a lot of serial killers tend to develop an obsession with the dead or hurting things, and I feel like it could have turned into a completely different career. But they chose to murder innocent people. Jeffrey Dahmer definitely could have been a mortician or something of the sort, but instead he decided to kill people. And that's why I don't really have sympathy for serial killers, because you chose that path. You chose to hurt others for your own personal agenda, and it's just, ugh. It is also important to note that early on, Jeffrey Dahmer was neglected during his childhood, and it seemed that it wasn't inherently violent, but it wasn't good either. Anyways, fast forward a little bit, Jeffrey Dahmer committed his first murder on June 18th, 1978 in Bath Township, Ohio, just 3 weeks after graduating high school. He ended up picking up an 18-year-old hitchhiker, Stephen Hicks, and took him to his home for beers and just to hang out. When Hicks wanted to leave, Dahmer he was upset, and he proceeded to bludgeon him with a dumbbell, strangled him, and then later dismembered the body. And because it was his first murder, it seemed like he was very, distressed and concerned about it, but not really. He got a little bit older, and he did end up joining the military, and in there he SA'd and some of his coworkers, but he actually ended up getting discharged a year into his service due to alcohol abuse. It's also important to note that some of the other soldiers actually said Dahmer would get drunk and then talk about his first murder in Ohio, but no one took him seriously because he was drunk. After the military in 1982, he moved in with his grandmother. There he began frequenting gay bars and taking men home. Dahmer didn't kill anyone until 1987, so it was definitely quite some time since his first murder. His next victim was Stephen Tuomi, I hope I'm saying that right, whom he picked up at the gay bar. They ended up going to a hotel together. Then they got drunk, losing consciousness, and according to Dahmer, when he woke up, Tuomi was dead. Dahmer proceeded to take the body to his grandmother's house, where he engaged in necrophilia, dismembered the body, and threw the body parts in the trash. He would then do this to a few more people, where he would go to a gay bar, pick up a guy, and then kill them to do things with their body, and then dismember them and throw them away. It was quite a disturbing cycle. In November 1988, Dahmer moved into his own apartment from his grandmother's house, and there he ended up meeting a 13-year-old boy, in which he tried to drug him with sleeping pills, but the 13-year-old boy managed to escape. They actually ended up seeing police officers, and Dahmer was arrested the next day for sexual assault, to which he pleaded guilty and was given a sentence of 5 years probation. However, it didn't really matter because he was still killing men. Basically, he was just getting off easy over and over again, and it was quite unfair. In March of 1989, Dahmer picked up a 24-year-old black male whom he took to his grandmother's house. There, the two engaged in intercourse, and then Dahmer drugged the man and strangled him. Dahmer disposed of the body, but he kept the head, boiling it until only the skull remained. He murdered and dismembered several more men, and Dahmer continued this act of keeping souvenirs of his victims. No one knows exactly why he kept doing this. It could have been like a trophy or something that he just enjoyed doing, but he did keep those souvenirs and rarely ever got rid of them. Dahmer eventually transitioned from engaging in necrophilia and collecting skulls and body parts and things of that nature to just straight up eating them. Now, as he was doing this and like keeping some of the body parts and stuff like that and eating them, he didn't take care of it well. Like he literally just put it in the fridge. So there was definitely a smell, and that smell was awful. It was so bad that other neighbors could smell it and they would complain that nothing was being done about it. He would always make an excuse like, oh, it's just bad meat, or I forgot to throw away the leftovers, things of that nature. But on July 22nd, 1991, Dahmer picked up another man, Tracy Edwards. Now, Edwards, he ended up taking back to his apartment, and he managed to escape and was able to notify the police. The officers responded to Dahmer's apartment, and they smelled that rancid odor again because he wasn't taking care of that meat. He found that rancid odor. He found pictures of dismembered bodies and skulls and a full human skeleton. It was a very, very gruesome sight. And because of this sight, coupled with the terrified man who finally narrowly escaped, they had enough to convict him. They had enough to catch him. Dahmer was finally arrested and his murderous career ended. After this arrest in 1991, Dahmer pleaded guilty by reason of insanity to the murder charges. The jury found Dahmer sane, thank God, and guilty on all 16 accounts of murder. Wisconsin did not allow the death penalty, so the judge sentenced Dahmer to 15 consecutive life sentences, plus 10 years on all accounts. Dahmer was sent to the Columbia Correctional Institution to serve his time, and while he was there, it was said he would brag about what humans tasted like, and all the murders he committed, and things of that nature. And it made a lot of the inmates extremely uncomfortable and not wanting to be around him. However, on November 28th, 1994, Dahmer was beaten to death by another inmate. There are rumors that someone left the door unlocked, or the officers turned a blind eye to it because they didn't like Dahmer. No one actually truly knows, but you can believe what you want on that nature. But at the end of the day, he was still beaten to death, which I kind of feel is deserved. I do believe they still actually have his brain in some college. I don't quite remember fully, so take what I say right now with a grain of salt. But they did definitely want to study him to figure out how somebody could commit these kinds of crimes. It was such a disturbing thing. And oh my goodness, I don't know how somebody can end up doing something like that and thinking that it's okay, but that's what he did. And just let me know in the comments what y'all think about it. Oh goodness, it was definitely not a good situation on anybody's part, and I can just imagine, being the victims' families or being Dahmer's parents. How do you live with the notion of that your child did such heinous crimes and acts? Like, what do you even do after that? There really is no there's nothing you can say. You're pretty much speechless. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and let me know in the comments what you think about this. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.